LA This Week.
Marchers hit the streets in support of worker and immigrant rights while urging people to get out and vote to support some real change in their communities. I'm Gil Reyes at the May Day marches. I'll have that story next.
I'm Anna Marcos, and the RecycLA Platinum Star Award goes to Loyola Marymount. Find out why the university gets a top recycling award from the City of LA for living green. That's coming up.
The nation's largest electric vehicle car sharing program comes to Los Angeles. I'm Rasha Goel, and up next, what that means for Angelenos.
Hello and welcome to LA This Week. Thanks for joining us. I'm Yana Kay. The month kicked off with May Day marches, a time to honor the contributions of workers worldwide. But in LA, the march has come to mean so much more, highlighting immigrant, women, and workers' rights, and the power to vote to improve all three. Gil Reyes reports from one rally in downtown.
LA's working people hit the streets to support a mashup of causes near and dear to their hearts. Valeria Espinoza marched to support equal pay for women.
We're fighting for fair wages, we're fighting for economic justice.
Thousands marched from Pershing Square to Roy Ball Center in downtown on International Workers' Day, also known as May Day.
Every gain the workers can make is a good one.
Val Carlson credits LA for raising the minimum wage. It's going up again in July to $13.25 an hour and will rise to $15 an hour in 2020. But
it's still very small. It's not affordable. The rent and the gentrification are so out of control around here that it probably takes $30 an hour to be able to live in just a regular place here, and that's criminal.
Now, this event is also a Get Out and Vote campaign for the upcoming June 5th primary. Several seats are up for grabs, including the governorship and several U.S. congressional offices. Now, the top two vote getters in each of those contests will then advance to the November elections, where Democrats hope to finally flip Congress in their favor.
We need reform, immigration, so that there's a path to citizenship.
Lou Villalvaso from the Food Service and Warehouse Employees Union, he's hopeful that a new Democrat-led Congress could protect many of his undocumented workers from ICE deportations.
Immigrants built this country. That's what it was built on. And the Teamsters have always been at the forefront supporting not just immigrants, minorities, women.
More affordable health care, LGBTQ protections, and rights for street vendors. Just some of the other causes worth walking for on May Day. In downtown LA, I'm Gil Reyes for LA This Week.
Other May Day marches rolled through MacArthur Park, Boyle Heights, and other parts of downtown. Police reported no major problems. A major thoroughfare between the San Fernando Valley and the West Side shuts down. Drivers are urged to take alternate routes as crews replace a 65-year-old water pipeline. Gil Reyes has more from Benedict Canyon. Gil.
Yes, Yana, this 1 mile closure of Benedict Canyon for most of the day could drastically affect the commutes of area residents between now and the end of November. Drivers avoid this area if possible. A section of Benedict Canyon Drive is closed to daytime traffic. Only immediate residents like Nikki Miner will be allowed to pass. And even so, construction could slow her commute. But you're cool with it?
Absolutely. We're so happy that the DWP decided to replace these water mains.
The DWP is trying to avoid mishaps like this. At UCLA 4 years ago, an aging water main finally burst, severely flooding the campus. The DWP says the infrastructure here at Benedict Canyon is also outdated and needs to be replaced.
We're putting a 12-inch steel water main with additional fire fire hydrants to improve the fire service, improve the reliability, and also it's not just this community, but it's the communities down below here, south of here, that are served by the water in this pipeline.
Crews are replacing about a mile of pipeline. So until November 30th, Benedict Canyon Drive is shut down between Mulholland and Hutton Drives from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. on weekdays, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. on weekends. Area Councilman Paul Koretz has experienced these types of closures before.
Just like Carmageddon was supposed to happen in the 405 repair case, If everybody stays away, this will go very smoothly.
Along Benedict Canyon Drive, I'm Gil Reyes for LA This Week.
The DWP says water service to area residents won't be affected during construction. LA rent control supporters have collected enough signatures to put a new Affordable Housing Act on California's November ballot and help cities take back rent control. Ana Marcos attended a recent rally where emotions were not the only thing running high.
The rent is too damn high! The rent!
The push to put universal rent control back in the hands of cities is shaping up to be quite a fight as LA rent control supporters rally in favor of the new Affordable Housing Act. Volunteers have collected close to 600,000 signatures in these boxes to put the bill on California's November ballot.
We know it's going to be a very difficult fight. We know that the real estate lobby, which is the biggest contributor in Sacramento, is going to fight tooth and nail to prevent this.
Although LA has rent control, it is not universal. The Affordable Housing Act would close all loopholes by repealing the Costa-Hawkins Act. That bill bans California cities from imposing rent control on single-family homes, condos, and buildings built after rent control was started in a city. In LA, that year is 1978. Buildings constructed after that are exempt, which leaves a lot of building owners free to raise rents any time, as in one recent extreme case.
A new owner bought their building last year and immediately hit them with 85% rent increases from $1,000 to $1,850. Now, who could pay that? Any of us, but especially not our communities that are struggling to keep food on the table.
For city leaders, the fight to give LA back its full rent control rights is about more than just lowering rents. It's one of many efforts to help stop the rising tide of homelessness on the streets.
Thank you for showing us about grassroots democracy. We did it with H, we did it with HHH, and I know we can get this done in November.
Every single day, I hear another story of economic refugees whose job doesn't match their rent, whose rent is skyrocketing, who are forced out of the streets.
We are at the forefront of the struggle to stop displacement from our great city.
Opponents say the proposal would make development less profitable and cause construction delays, driving up housing prices even further. It's already clear the fight over rent control is about to heat up. I'm Ana Marcos for LA This Week.
The California State Assembly rejected a previous affordable housing bill in January after pressure from real estate lobbyists, landlords, and developers. A battle of words, one word specifically, has raged on for decades. Were the killings of more than 1 million Armenians over a century ago, in fact, a genocide? City leaders marched with LA's Armenian Americans on this issue. Gil Reyes has more.
Thousands of Angelenos marched to commemorate the 103rd anniversary of the Armenian Genocide. 2 demonstrations took place, one in East Hollywood, the other along Wilshire. Paul Krikorian, the city of LA's first Armenian American elected official, attended both rallies.
There hasn't been any accountability for that genocide, and it really opened the door for the Holocaust and for the other genocides of the 20th century. So this is really something that everyone who cares about humanity should care about, everyone who cares about justice should care about.
More than a century later, Turkey still refuses to recognize the massacre of 1.5 million Armenians by Ottoman Turks as a genocide. The U.S. also refuses to officially use that term. Not since 1981, since the days of President Ronald Reagan, has a sitting U.S. president acknowledged the fact that there was a genocide. Speculation is presidents feared they might offend Turkey, a key NATO ally. If you were to run for president, would you say that this in fact happened?
The truth is the truth. I've never split those words. I've already said it. We've passed proclamations each year, and I would continue to.
LA Mayor Eric Garcetti, a possible presidential contender in 2020.
Just as Germany is a great and dear friend and ally, and I say this as a Jew who's had family members, I'm sure, who perished in the Holocaust, it was by facing the truth that we moved on together.
LA's racially diverse city council agreed. agrees.
We also know the healing power that can come from reconciliation and acknowledgement.
I think this is a moment in time where we're going to continue to persevere and help elevate those voices and make sure that people get the justice that they seek.
I'm Gil Reyes for LA This Week.
President Trump issued a statement mourning the deaths between 1915 and 1917, but steered clear of using the word genocide. The 4 previous U.S. presidents also avoided using the term while in office. Is it possible to drive in Los Angeles without worrying about gas, insurance, or parking fees? Well, yes, it is, thanks to the launch of a new program that officials say will be a win-win for both residents and the environment. Rasha Goel explains.
Yana, I'm here at LA City College, where BlueLA, the nation's largest electric vehicle car sharing service, has come to Los Angeles. Now, this program is going to help make car sharing accessible to everyone around the city and in a green way. You can basically have access to a car and drive around Los Angeles without owning one and incurring overhead charges, all thanks to the BlueLA program in collaboration with the city and Los Angeles Department of Transportation.
Reserve the car for a day or for a few hours so you can run around, and you're helping to keep the environment clean while you're at it because they're all electric.
These cars are specifically intended for car sharing. They get up to 125 miles per charge and fit up to 4 passengers. And part of the effort is in making it accessible to underserved communities.
Once you have registered to the service, you will receive a contactless card, or you can either way use your tap card and then access the car and you rent it. So as soon as you are unplugging the cable from the car, you're ready to go. You start your rental, and to end it, you can go and drop the car at any other compatible station.
And the cost? It varies from $9 an hour to $12 an hour, depending on if you qualify for a low-income household.
I think it's really great for the air, the environment. It's really, this is a good idea. This is excellent.
Currently, BlueLA is available through central Los Angeles with plans for expanding all throughout the city. For more information or to sign up, check out BlueLA.com or email contact@BlueLA.com.
BlueLA also offers 24/7 customer service and is currently offering introductory rates. Well, sure, we need more affordable and homeless housing, but how would you feel if your neighborhood was forced to carry much of the load? Well, many residents in Lincoln Heights say it's unfair. As Gil Reyes reports, local leaders want to clear the confusion about a possible plan to convert area parking lots.
Is new affordable and homeless housing coming to Lincoln Heights? At the first of several community meetings, some say not in my neighborhood under the current conditions.
I don't refuse the homelessness problem. I don't refuse affordable housing. I refuse the fact that it's not being spread equally throughout the neighborhoods. And the burden is going to lie solely on Lincoln Heights.
The city has a preliminary plan to transform 12 city-owned lots into affordable and homeless housing. Almost half of these sites, parking lots, are located in Lincoln Heights around North Broadway. Area residents don't think that's fair, but again, it's not a done deal.
Part of this process is talking to the community about the type of housing that they want here in Lincoln Heights. So nothing's set in stone. There's no signed contract. All we have is a contract with the developer and an idea to build 5 lots. That's it.
Residents are also upset that 2 developers received contracts with no input from the public. Developers addressed the crowd.
I built housing for seniors, and I have also built supportive housing. We build all types of housing as is appropriate for our city right now that is facing a crisis.
Lincoln Heights Councilman Gilbert Cedillo also chairs the Housing Committee. He's responsible for helping to house LA's unsheltered, whose numbers are surging.
Let me finally applaud those who share a vision that believes that all people deserve a right to housing.
Businesses are also concerned about losing parking in neighborhoods where parking is already scarce. More community meetings are set for the coming months. In Lincoln Heights, I'm Gil Reyes for LA This Week.
The mayor has made affordable and homeless housing priorities. City council members have pledged to create 222 new units of supportive housing in each of their respective districts. Relief has arrived for several lucky families who were at risk of being priced out of the neighborhood. Gil Reyes reports on a new affordable housing complex in Boyle Heights.
For longtime East Side residents struggling to get by, this is an upgrade. The Cielito Lindo apartments have opened.
100% affordable housing for 50 families on LA's East Side in Boyle Heights.
Y lo más emocionante fue cuando me dijeron la renta.
And the most exciting part was when they told me how much the rent was.
At its grand opening, Marta Silva, a single mom, tells the crowd that her new apartment is both better looking and more affordable than her old one. Tenants selected to move in are of low income. Rents are reasonable, though, between $500 to $1,000 a month. Cielito Lindo was developed by the East LA Community Corporation. City leaders are excited.
My family's from Boyle Heights. I want to see the same rich Boyle Heights that was a gateway for so many people, whether it's immigrants or migrants from other places, and this ensures the stability of the community for a long time to come.
It took some heavy lifting. The complex sits where the old Peabody Worden House used to be on 1st and Soto Streets. 2 years ago, crews moved the home, built in 1895, across the street to save it from demolition, appeasing preservationists.
This is a transportation hub. We have the new Gold Line. We have about 8 different bus lanes that come through here. So it's located in a great area because it's next to transportation. We're building density and also providing support to families who need it. It's a win-win all around. We got to do more of these.
In Boyle Heights, I'm Gil Reyes for LA This Week.
2 more buildings will be added to the complex. Councilman Huizar says his district has been a leader in creating affordable housing. Around 1,000 units have popped up in his district over the past decade. Well, green living is alive and well at Loyola Marymount University. The campus is such a good steward of the environment, it's receiving a top award from the City of LA, which likes to encourage businesses and schools to recycle. Anna Marcos has more on what the RecycLA awards mean.
You're looking at a campus where students, staff, and teachers all recycle 84% of their waste, where they also practice composting and growing things, as well as donating to the needy.
At our campus, we have our own recycle plant that sorts and sells material.
Loyola Marymount University has clinched the city's Platinum Star RecycLA Award. It's the first time the city hands out the Platinum Award, the highest given to businesses and institutions for their recycling efforts.
LMU is a great example of what businesses and schools should do to look at what waste they generate.
And we are trying to make that future cleaner and greener, specifically with this group here by reducing our dependence on the landfill.
LMU even has a clean garden that teaches students how to grow their own organic fruits and plants, like this lemon balm, which smells absolutely delicious. But wait till you see how they make these smoothies. They are serious about their environmental practices. How about that? Pedaling your way to a smoothie on your own muscular steam. What does it feel like to work for your smoothie here?
Well, it's sustainable, it's organic, I'm reducing the carbon footprint.
The university rates among the top campuses around the country for its attention to Mother Earth, and it has won numerous awards.
I guess we're the best recycling university in the country.
Meanwhile, the students, faculty, and staff have gotten really good at making some pretty mean smoothies. I'm Anna Marcos for LA This Week.
Among the university's awards, it won last year's RecycleMania, a recycling tournament for universities across the country. It's also listed as a cool school by the Sierra Club. If you love the environment, every day is Earth Day. But that didn't stop the LA Department of Sanitation from putting on a big party to celebrate Mother Earth. Anna Marcos takes us to Earth Day LA.
So, what do you do on Earth Day? Well, dancing on the grass sounds nice, or just finding a great big tree to lie underneath in on the grass works too. People may know them as trash collectors, but when it comes to a clean earth and clean water, LA's Department of Sanitation workers know their way around, and they know how to put up a heck of an Earth Day LA celebration.
You know them, you see them in your neighborhoods in their green trucks picking up your trash, but there's a lot more that they do for all of us besides just that. They take care of our sewer system and our wastewater system. They collect and clean our rainwater. They plant trees.
It used to be that the Department of Sanitation was about throwing things away, right? But today, it is about reusing all those things.
Workshops and exhibits focused on the earth-friendly, from learning how water is cleaned, filtered, and reused, to learning how to use mulch. Or how about a free oxygen-giving tree for your front yard? There were plenty of trees to choose from. Earth lovers even got a photo op with Mr. Recycle himself.
I decided to show up because I wanted to learn about better ways I could recycle and help the earth.
The city of LA has become a force in helping to green the environment. One big move for city leaders, pushing more biodegradable products to replace plastic.
Everyone here would not want to use a plastic straw if you knew it was going to end up in the nostril of a sea turtle and slowly kill that sea turtle.
We're talking now about moving towards zero waste as a goal of ours.
To accomplish all this, you have to start them young. So how to get kids in on the conservation kick? Bring on the trucks.
It's really fun for the kids. They bring out the trucks, and my little brother likes it. So that's why we came here, because he loves seeing the trash trucks on Tuesdays.
Well, at least someone loves those stinky garbage vehicles. And it looks like this festival just might have won these young minds over to loving Mother Earth as well. I'm Anna Marcos for LA This Week.
For more info on how to conserve and recycle, visit lacitysan.org. Mayor Eric Garcetti makes it easier for City of LA employees to report sexual harassment. A group of high school students gets high praise for their idea on battling homelessness, and you'll be seeing a lot more trees at one local park. All these stories in Citybeat. Mayor Eric Garcetti signed off on new tools and processes to report and address harassment and discrimination by City of LA employees in the workplace. The mayor signed his 23rd executive directive, which builds on the city's existing harassment and discrimination policies and procedures by ensuring that any employee who encounters or experiences harassment or discrimination is able to easily report a complaint and feel confident that it will be properly investigated. The mayor also launched My Voice LA, a new portal that will enable current and former city employees, elected officials, and individuals who do business with the city to report harassment and discrimination online 24/7.
Let me be clear, in the city of Los Angeles, sexual harassment has no place in our workplace.
The mayor hands out a first place award to this group of engineering students who stood out from the crowd for their innovative plan to help alleviate LA's homeless crisis. They were part of an Earth Day celebration at the Getty House, where LAUSD middle and high school students gave presentations on the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Garcetti tweeted that he loved hearing creative ideas from LA school students and that these young Angelinos are leading the way for a better future for LA and the planet. The winning group's project helps keep track of people who are homeless while connecting them to services and jobs.
We didn't just come here to present an idea, but to actually present a solution that could not be implemented only in our community, but as a nation as a whole.
The LA Dodgers joined city plants and middle schoolers from the Arroyo Seco Museum Science Magnet in planting 60 trees in Sycamore Grove Park. The park is just 5 miles from Dodger Stadium and boasts picnic areas, walking paths, exercise equipment, and a historic bandshell. The new trees will help shade those amenities, making them even more pleasant to use. This project supports the ongoing reforestation efforts of the city to maintain and preserve our parks, which over the past few years have faced canopy decline due to die-out and a variety of climate issues. City Plants received funding for this project through a grant and has partnered with the Los Angeles Department of Recreation and Parks.
It is truly, truly important that we all plant trees in LA right now, because as we lose those trees, we need these young trees to grow up and take their place.
The Los Angeles Zoo welcomes some new furry friends to the fold. As Gil Reyes reports, meerkats are not camera shy and are waiting for you at the zoo.
Get your phone ready. Standing tall and posing for photos during much of the day are these new zoo arrivals, meerkats, 7 of them. Hopefully, they will breed.
Through mesh, they were able to meet each other for a few days
prior. We could kind of evaluate their behavior, make sure that they were going to get along, and then sure enough, as soon as we opened up the howdy mesh, they walked right through, and they seemed like they already knew each other.
Meerkats and their expressive personalities are part of the mongoose family. They mainly come from southern Africa, but these recently arrived from zoos in Quebec and in Kansas to help increase the LA Zoo's dwindling population.
Stand all the way on their tippy toes and use their tail to help support their weight. And they'll do that as a lookout behavior or sentry behavior where they're looking for predators in the area.
What do they eat?
They eat insects mostly, but at the zoo we also give them fruits and vegetables. So here we have a very strong dominant female and then her two sisters, and then there's a dominant male as well that she is paired with. So those two hopefully will breed, hopefully we'll have pups in the next few months.
And you can meet this new furry mob made up of 4 males, 3 females, and more to come here at the LA Zoo's entrance. The zoo is open 7 days a week. At your Los Angeles Zoo, I'm Gil Reyes for LA This Week.
You'll also find the meerkats hard at work digging a maze of holes and tunnels in their new habitat. Come enjoy a movie from a Hollywood rooftop, check out some cool rides during an annual Community Fun Day, and support your local community at a local craft fair. All this in this week's Things to Do. The Montalban Theater is heating up this summer with several feature rooftop movie screenings. You can't be in a more scenic spot to sit back and enjoy movie classics and new releases with incredible views over the heart of Hollywood. The Montalban has a selection of food vendors, plus all of your favorite movie snacks like popcorn and soft drinks. Make sure to arrive early to enjoy the sunset and take the perfect selfie. The next screening takes place Wednesday, May 16th at 8 p.m. Fire Station 65, One Community, One Cause, Councilman Joe Buscaino, Watts Neighborhood Council, and a host of community organizations have partnered together to promote community unity and present the 8th Annual Watts Community Fun Day and Car Show on Fire Service Day. Admission is free. The event includes a free pancake breakfast and a host of free festivities, live entertainment, car show, the Best of Watts talent competition, Jaws of Life demonstration, free health screenings, vendor resource booths, kids zone, and much more. Join the fun for a day of unity, a family event for all ages to enjoy. The 8th Annual Watts Community Fun Day and Car Show takes place Saturday, May 12th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Fire Station number 65, located at 1801 East Century Boulevard. The Echo Park Craft Fair is a 2-day art and design event in Silver Lake, featuring work by over 120 artists and drawing thousands of guests. The fair has become a pioneering showcase for the thriving makers movement. Featuring a meticulous curation of work from some of the finest artists in America, the fair celebrates innovators creating in a vast array of mediums, from ceramics to jewelry, perfumery to clothing design, woodworking to fabric art. Founded at the cusp of what is now a global trend toward the support of handcrafted and locally sourced, the Echo Park Craft Fair has evolved over nearly a decade from a backyard pop-up to a vast community gathering. 7 years after its inception, the fair draws influencers and tastemakers, as well as national and international retail buyers, magazine editors, and stylists whom flock to the market to source products, ignite ideas, and fuel creative inspiration. The Echo Park Craft Fair takes place May 11th through the 13th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the Max Sennett Studios, located at 1215 Bates Avenue. For more, visit echoparkcraftfair.com. And that's a look at some things to do. Well, that's going to do it for this edition. I'm Yana Kane from all of us here at LA This Week. Thanks for joining us. A reminder that you can catch us online at lacitybee.org. You can also follow and like us on Facebook. We'll see you back here next week for more of LA This Week.